Ladies and gentlemen, it is another. Are you all right?
Yeah, I have a sore throat.
You all right?
I might not be talking a lot, so I'm probably going to get bullied in this video because I'm not going to be able to stand up for myself. But
Shut up. All right, we're into week number 2 with our tier list rankings. Woo! This went really bad last time. I mean, like, it was a good video, but all of us were arguing, and this is exactly what you guys want. So let's just get into the arguments, right? Let's go to the first team.
Hold on. Before we do anything, I want to say right off rip, Panthers, put them in the bottom tier. They disappointed me.
Okay, good.
Week 1, I thought it was a fluke.
Acceptance.
Week 2, they showed me absolutely nothing. Put them in the bottom tier.
I was trying to back TJ up.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to
stupid.
say
You
anything.
did look really stupid.
You're being a real man today, TJ.
You don't have to
You
say
actually
anything
made me
about it.
mad last week with how stupid you were being.
Yeah, I was stupid.
Jaguars.
I just don't get it because they have like good players. They just don't play good. They just don't play good.
Matt
Their
Rule isn't
defense
the
has so
best
many good
coach,
players. They just don't
dude.
play good.
The Jags, I have 23-27.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Colts, which, again, I don't know what that shows.
How many teams? What, 4 or 5? 5 teams making the bottom tier.
5 teams. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine for that for now. Yeah, they got a dub. They own the Colts. Yeah, they're
they
like
do. They
they're
really
like
do.
Aaron
They
Rodgers
didn't
with
just
the
win.
Bears.
They shut them out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
shut them out.
Which
That's
then,
Yeah.
where do we put the Colts? I think they're
And
right there with them.
let's be real for a second. There is no excuse for the Colts not having like Shaquille Leonard or
I have the
Michael
Colts in the
Pittman.
same area.
I have the Colts in the same area.
Texans and the Jags back-to-back weeks, not good.
Yeah, it's not great for them.
You
And
have the
especially with the
Colts
team that they
23,
have.
23,
27.
23-27.
That's so crazy to think of, but I mean,
I can't.
That's a
I was
truth.
making my power rankings yesterday, and I'm
agree.
like, dude, I can't have this team above all of these other.
are we gonna just hop in and put them in there?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing, like.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you guys have been fans of the Inside the Worm for a while now, you know that was a team that I backed heavy last year,
Yeah.
and they let me down. That was a
So
team
did
that
I.
Joe backed heavy last year. They let us down, and now that they're letting down early, I cannot back
The Texans
I
and
bought-
the Jags. You gotta win those games. Dude.
I bought a Matt Ryan Colts jersey ready to
What?
represent them in the Super
did?
Bowl, and now they're losing to the
Now you're
Texans
hoping it
and the
doesn't ship, huh?
Jaguars.
Did it come in already?
Yeah. It's
Dude's gonna retire after this
Hold on, I've
season
never
if this
seen
is
it.
gonna keep going like this.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to wear it.
Dolphins.
I have them at number 8.
I have them at 6.
This is a top 10 team.
This is not
It has to be a top 10 team.
where are you gonna put them? I like them, so I don't want to be.
I
Up here for now. Here. I have them
okay.
at 6.
Here's one thing that I want to be better at this year, and
Okay.
not get overly aggressive
Not
too
get overly-
early.
So you don't want
Because
to
it's very
jump.
it's very easy to do.
It is easy to do.
What happened with Trey Lance and the 49ers?
Huh?
Oh, you know what he
the
was doing with them?
49ers, the 49ers were good last year.
And
though.
he was
the 49ers were very good.
Riding
Riding what?
Trey Lance.
You
All
rode him
right.
all the way to the hospital
Okay,
bed,
so
bro.
hold on. Time out a second.
Hey, the 49ers
we
are
cannot.
better now to me.
We cannot.
Players
whatever.
think it.
Whatever. Whatever.
So
we
we're-
cannot dump on Trey Lance because we don't
We
know.
can't, but we
don't
can't
know.
ride him either.
We don't know about Jordan Love either,
I
but
could
we
dump
dump on
on- I
him.
could
We
dump
know
on his
about
ass.
Jordan Love. Come on. we don't know about Trey.
I would
Lance.
say 6. I like 6 for them.
Wow.
I think
wanna
they're a good team
say-
right now, dude.
I want to give.
What do
Them,
you
I want to say 7 actually.
That's where they would go then.
Yeah, because you said 8. I'm okay with
All
that.
right.
I don't hate it. I don't
Hey,
hate
for
it.
me, I mean, their
Well,
biggest question mark balled out, and if their
then-
biggest
That's
question
what-
mark balled
yep.
out, I didn't really have many more question marks
Yeah.
besides
So,
that.
so
Yeah,
then
neither.
the other team, I have the Ravens at 8 then. Are we in agreement with that, or do you guys have them lower?
I
I
do
don't know.
still think the Ravens should be in the top 10.
Ravens are a good team.
Yeah.
It's not like they played bad that game.
No.
No.
Yeah, no,
was an
I think
offensive
8's
shootout.
pretty good for the Ravens.
Lamar's doing really good,
Mhm.
even passing. So
Like I said, he's making these wide receivers that are just maybe mediocre look really, really good, and they're I don't know, they're fitting well together.
Surprising.
He loses his number 1 guy, and he's still doing great.
Yeah.
Still doing great.
Marquise Brown wasn't exactly anything spectacular to him. You know what I mean? Like it.
No, and maybe he was like the
Mark
wrong guy
Andrews.
for him. I mean, Mark Andrews
I
isn't.
wish
bad.
Mark Andrews would be a bigger hit to me than
Yeah.
Hollywood would have been.
I don't know, like Duvernay and Bateman, I feel like are playing better with Lamar than what Hollywood Brown did
Oh yeah.
for him. So it's
Hollywood
like,
was
Yeah,
just
you're
like
right.
a go down the field. And,
like, did they just? Do you think they just trusted those guys whenever they got rid of Hollywood Brown? I mean, they had to a sense.
Yeah, I think they were kind of just like, all right, we'll see what happens kind of
Because like
situation.
everybody else was so down on it.
So wait, before we get anywhere, where do you have the images? Where were the Dolphins last week? Because they are bumped up a lot then from what we had them last week. Ravens bumped down.
I think the Dolphins 13-17.
The Dolphins were 11 to 12.
Okay,
Okay,
So
So
they
they
were in there
moved
with
up.
the Colts. actually.
So
So
the
the
Colts did the complete opposite. The Dolphins
Yeah.
went way up.
Yeah.
So you know what? So the Dolphins had a nice little bump up.
Where were the Ravens?
Like 5 spots or so. That's
The
pretty, that's pretty good.
Ravens were number 6.
So they went
I
down.
like them going down,
Yeah.
too. I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
they lost. They lost in a close
Yeah.
game to a good team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And where do we have the Bucs?
The Bucs, we had them at 3. I have them at 4.
I have them
this
at
week.
4.
Me
I have them
too.
at 4. Yep.
That's kind of where I would
there's
put them.
still like a little bit of concerns.
Yeah.
Like their offense is
Tom
not
Brady,
scoring.
His off the field stuff is like
The
Is there
Saints,
more stuff coming out? Or is it just all the same?
He doesn't seem the same.
he's a bum dude. I don't know.
He just seems like he's changed.
great player, but
Retirement changed.
He
him.
seems like he's just worn out, man. He's about to be on drugs or something.
He is on drugs, dude. It's all that.
he got Wednesdays off. He's not working today.
Oh wait, so we just put him at 4.
Yeah.
I put him at 4. Do you agree with
Eagles.
that?
3 of us had him at
yeah, I was
4,
gonna say it
so
doesn't
So,
matter.
dude, I'm not gonna. I guess.
I like
what
the
would you have
Chargers
him?
more. I like the Chargers more. I do.
I like the Chargers more than them.
Yeah.
Bills,
I'm
Chiefs.
like, hold on. Let me really try to think about this for a second.
Okay.
Do I actually like the Eagles more than I like the Bucs?
Wow, you do?
I do because they're my favorite team in the NFC, which is why I have them at 3.
Dude, the Saints.
Dang,
The
that's
Saints always make the Bucs look
I
bad,
know.
though.
I know.
So if the Bucs
Yeah,
and the
but we
got
to go back like the week before. The Bucs are struggling scoring touchdowns. What did they start the game with 4 field goals?
Fine. They,
yeah.
no.
But again,
I mean,
that was against a really good defense though, for the Cowboys.
I mean,
they
yeah,
weren't
they
scoring
did.
touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean-
but if the Eagles and the Bucs play, I think Bucs should win.
The Bucs haven't done anything yet that really showed me that they should drop.
I
Like,
mean, obviously
they've
they
done what they
were
had to.
playing without like Julio Jones, Godwin, and for a time Mike Evans.
Yeah.
But oh man, it's still like a little bit concerning. I don't know. All right, I'm not gonna jump that fast, but I do actually.
Dude,
like,
you just talked about not jumping.
I
You're like,
know.
I want to put the Eagles at number 3.
Hold on, hold on. Where do we have the
play-
Eagles at though?
I have them at 5.
So we had them at last week 9.
Okay, so they were already in the top 10. So I don't think it's like insane.
No,
But
no,
okay, the Bucs did win. They beat the Saints, a team that they have struggled against. So all right, I'm cool with having the Bucs over
See,
them
this
for
is-
now. For now.
This is where it's like really tough for me actually, because I don't know. I like the Dolphins more than the Eagles right now.
Wow.
I think the Dolphins have had harder opponents, and I think that they've shown more.
I can't argue with
That's
that.
the
But that is
only reason.
not crazy by any means.
Because again,
that.
the Eagles almost lost to the Lions, which they won. They got it done, and then the Vikings, which was a better opponent.
That was
but
really the game. That right there is the game.
Yeah,
All
none
eyes
of-
are on them
yeah.
in that game.
Dolphins Eagles play, it's going to be such an offensive battle. It's
It
going to be
is.
another Ravens game where it's
It
literally
is.
40 points each team.
I'm
I
not
still have the
convinced
Eagles
about that,
better.
but
That's why
because
I
they both have good defenses also. So who
Yeah.
knows?
me personally, I would put the Dolphins at 6 and the Eagles at 7 right now. That's how I would have it.
these teams are really similar if you really
They
think
are.
about it.
I want to.
Like,
They don't
not
play though,
great
it
running
sucks.
backs, pretty good receiving
Miles Sanders
core.
has actually been doing pretty well this year so far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The quarterback situations, both Alabama. What was it? Hurts came in
Yeah.
for Tua.
Well, that's
and,
Tua came in
Hurts
for
got
Tua-
benched and Tua came in.
Tua came in for Hurts
the championship
in the
game.
championship game.
So we were talking
These are
about
very
if they played, but
good.
they don't.
Good
unfortunately.
cornerbacks.
This could be a Super Bowl.
Wow. Yeah, sure. I mean, man, that'd be crazy. Huh? Who do I like more? Oof.
I like the Eagles.
I think I like the Eagles
Slightly,
a little bit
though. I'm not
more.
gonna fight it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very close.
Their victory was more dominant, so I'll say that I like the Eagles a slightly for right now.
So we have them at 6 or
Yeah.
Sure.
all right.
That could move,
3-piece bump
maybe.
up.
Thanks.
Saints.
Here, someone start an argument real quick. Come on now.
Huh?
Start an
We're
argument?
just agreeing with everybody.
I know.
Where were the Saints last week?
The Saints last week were number
13 to 17 or 12 to 11 to 13.
18 to 22.
Oh gosh. Oh wow.
And
I don't think they move. I don't think they move. I think they stay right there.
Dang, I have them at 16.
You have them moving up after a loss?
Well, then we got to also remember
Just
this
because
is
a team
this is-
loses doesn't mean I'm just gonna.
We also have to remember, like, it's a consensus. Like, each one's a consensus. So Joe could have had the Saints a little bit higher than what we rank them, personally.
Yeah,
Like,
but Joe isn't ever right.
I would still have them in 18 to 22. They haven't really showed much of anything.
Sure, you can put them there.
That's the only I like. They
Jameis
could go up.
Winston's-
They could go down.
Jameis Winston's concerning, obviously.
Yeah.
I knew that coming into it.
Where the
Didn't
frick
seem like it.
were the Browns?
There were so many times
Didn't
I
seem
said
like
I
you
hate
were
Jameis.
too. It didn't seem like you were too concerned about putting all this money on the
I
Saints
can
and
find
whatnot.
at least
you can't be
5
that concerned.
I can find at least 5 clips where I'm
Yeah, let me
like,
see
Jameis
your-
Winston's the thing that's going to be
Let me
holding
see
this
your
team
bet in
back.
sportsbook. We'll see how concerned
They're
you are
still
about
going to make the playoffs. I'm not concerned.
No,
bro. I don't think.
Anybody want to bet right now?
it. No, I'm not.
Anybody?
No, because anything could happen.
I'll bet $50 right now. I'll put it down.
he's gonna say. Watch, he's gonna say Xbox clip that at the end of the season.
I'm not
They
gonna
ain't
make it. He won't bring back that.
known
Xbox.
if you ain't gonna.
All right.
He'll be deleting that
The
clip.
Browns.
The
Where were they
Browns,
last week?
13-17. I think they fall. I think 18-22.
I have bet 17.
I was gonna say I think they're right at 17.
I
just
think
because
they lose to the
just
Jets.
lost.
they
just
lost
to
by
the Jets
1
with Joe
point.
Flacco.
Yeah.
Why the frick? Why are you
That's
back
what I'm
up
saying.
the
Why are they
Browns?
going up?
No, they're not going up. They're just not moving.
Wait, why are they 13-17?
That's what I don't
Because
get it
last
either.
week, I think last week we had them more towards the 13 spot than the 17 spot.
No shot. No way.
I'm just looking at who
Oh,
we
it's
had.
Jacoby
It,
Brissett.
look,
No
look,
shot.
I'm looking at who we had in 13-17 last week, and it was the Cardinals, the Broncos, the Packers, the 49ers, and the Browns. They are so much worse than those teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool putting them 18-22.
I'm
not
18-22.
gonna argue that.
Yeah.
That's kinda where
you
I'm
can
at
put
right now with
there
them.
for now.
Because I think, well, we'll get into it.
All right, Patriots. They won.
Yeah, they won again.
The win doesn't mean anything to me because it was against the Steelers.
Well, I mean, it should mean something.
Where were they last week?
Last
I mean,
week,
sure it's against the Steelers, but upsets. I mean, well, they were favored to win.
Yeah,
there's
Yeah,
a
exactly. It
reason.
wasn't an upset.
There's a reason, but
27.
but you got to think about it this way: they were favored to win going into Pittsburgh, and they did win, and they covered. And
Barely.
I don't know. They just schematically, they're just
Belichick.
good. They're just good. That's why I never count the Patriots out. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
This is-
I think
I have them 18-22.
that's right.
That's where I have them too.
Where were they last week?
23-27.
Yeah, so they're gonna make a tier bump up. Congratulations,
Ooh.
Patriots.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
I have them
Oh,
over
man.
the Colts.
One.
I have them probably over the Jags.
Yeah.
Jags
Yeah.
is close.
I don't know. Jags is
Jags is
close,
close.
actually.
Yeah, Jag. I don't know.
All right, Bills won.
Yep.
One.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Where were
Bills,
the?
man, it must be fun. I just keep seeing clips of like just people getting thrown through tables and whatnot.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
having they're having a
Oh,
good time
that-
up in Buffalo.
They
Not
always
that that
have a good
never,
time,
not that
yeah.
that doesn't ever happen.
This
But
is like they're, yeah.
there's the one guy that took him like 4 tries to get through the table. He's just getting suplexed through it like
Yeah.
over and over
He's
again.
slowly getting back up.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. But oh man, they were hyped once he finally got through that thing.
Titans, I have a 27.
Yeah. I think so too. We had them at 18-23 last time, or 18-22 last time. I think they didn't show anything. They
Yeah.
looked really bad.
Yeah.
Malik Willis.
That's what people are calling for.
Yep.
I don't
Pretty
think it would
soon.
change much, but
I don't think it probably wouldn't, but everybody wants to see
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, just to see what happens. Why
Can't be-
not?
I kind of
like
like.
be any worse, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. So Malik Willis actually might play before Kenny Pickett
He did play that game already, though. He played against the Bills.
in the fourth quarter.
Mhm.
After it was, how did he
Wow.
do?
I don't know.
They put him in then.
Mhm.
That's weird.
Well,
They were
they
getting
were down by like
dominated. I mean, what-
30 plus
yeah.
points.
Yeah, but still.
Against the second string.
I mean,
Bills.
they won it. That's the perfect time to do it if you think
Yeah.
about it. To like while the
Easy, man.
games, there's no
I
shot they're gonna
guess.
come
The
back.
thing that's
guess.
concerning is there was no change, and he was playing up against second stringers.
Yeah, like I said.
That's like preseason.
Yeah,
type
but he
stuff.
didn't really have any preparation, probably.
No, you're right.
Yeah, this is one of the teams again. I feel like we all were pretty low on,
Mm.
and it actually is showing.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure there were a lot of people in the beginning of the year that disagree with
Yeah.
us. So, hey, maybe we were right on something. Maybe.
Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys with Cooper Rush.
Hey, their defense is really going to be holding
Yeah.
that team together.
It is.
I have them at 18.
I'd argue 17 or 13-17 almost.
Oh man, this is tough.
I
think
don't want to say 13 to 7. Yeah, so the
say,
one
you
thing
can
that I
put 'em at
noticed,
18.
like Cooper Rush in that offense, the second half, did they even score?
Yeah.
They
know.
really, they
know.
did not. They could not
got that
move.
field goal. That's
They
about
could
it.
not move
Yeah.
the ball at all. It was
They remind me
strictly.
of a Steelers team where they have an insane defense, but their
Mhm.
offense is
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
It's that did really remind me of what the Steelers, like how the Steelers play. Like the defensive line, like the defense is legitimate.
Yeah.
They're so good.
We could have them in 18 to 22.
And they also
straight.
went up against the Bengals, who offensive line, I feel like any defense
Yeah.
can look pretty good against that.
Yeah, but they did it in week
I
1
know.
also.
Yeah.
against the Buccaneers.
So I don't think it's necessarily a fluke that happened.
No, it's not.
Sure, it's easier going to get up against the Bengals.
Micah Parsons is balling out, so.
he is.
Yeah, probably the
Ballin'.
defensive player of the year right now.
Joey Bosa.
Bosa and him.
Bosa doesn't have the sacks yet, does he?
That's because
That
Khalil
matters.
Mack
I know,
taking
but
it
that
from him.
is-
Khalil Mack took like 2
You're
or
gonna be
3
looking
from
at-
him
You're going to be
last
looking at those
It's just
sacks.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, Bears I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, finally where they
Seahawks.
belong. Let's go.
Seahawks also
Yeah.
Yeah.
bottom tier.
Sick.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Vikings. I got them at.
I had them at 9, but
Where did I have them? I had them at 10. I had them at 10.
I'm not going to fight this one. What do you guys think?
Okay, I want to think it through for a second because I'm thinking of teams that are going to be in the Vikings category. Who do you think's better? I think I know your answer, Joe, but like Cardinals better than Vikings?
No.
No.
Okay.
I know they had that
Cardinals
comeback
better
win,
than
but
Vikings.
Cardinals were getting dominated all last week and the first half of that game. I know they came back in the second half and won, but
Okay.
I still need to see more from Arizona.
Bless you.
God bless you.
I'm
Thank you
not
so
too
much.
big on Arizona. yet, so-
Last week we had the Vikings at 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, they jumped down. After, I mean, they got handled.
yeah,
they got handled.
They got handled.
Man.
But
They got
again,
a
I'm
lot
with
here.
Joe. I don't think you can't knock them out like
No.
that.
Packers. Packers better than Vikings.
Oh my god.
I
man.
think-
Vikings
And
beat the Packers.
they beat the Packers.
I have Packers 9, Vikings 10.
And the Vikings handily beat the Packers. So
That is true. That's where it gets kind of difficult.
Yeah.
That's where it gets difficult. I'm gonna say my only feeling where I feel like we're gonna disagree definitely is I think the 49ers are better than the Vikings.
I don't hate it, but I don't
I
feel
agree.
pretty.
I could
good.
see
I
it.
feel
I can
pretty
see
good
it.
about
I have
that.
the Vikings one spot beneath the Vikings. I have them
It's-
at 10.
If I feel like the next few games kind of deciphers that because who knows if
So,
this is a
especially
fluke
if you
game
like
for them.
think that the 49ers are better off with Jimmy Garoppolo,
I do.
which I don't, but I still think the 49ers are going to be a really good team.
And I like the 49ers defense more than Minnesota's. But I like Minnesota's offense more than I do.
Could you scroll
49ers.
up, please? I want
Yeah.
to see what we
Yeah.
have filled.
I don't think that's crazy at all to say. You're definitely
Okay.
right.
All right.
That's why I have them neck and neck. I have Vikings 9, 49ers 10.
Dang, the way Dalvin Cook got shut down, just like
know.
he got
2
shut down.
games.
He got locked down.
He didn't really
Yeah.
do much in the Packers game either.
Yeah,
Oh.
a lot of Alexander Madison too.
I do like the 49ers a hair better than the Vikings, and that's just because I want to see Kirk Cousins do it again.
Well,
So I think I'd put them at 10.
let's do this. Do we think the Packers or Vikings are better?
I think Vikings. I'd put
I
Vikings?
think
Packers
it's because
11.
the Vikings beat the Packers.
So then I would have Vikings 9, Packers 10, 49ers 11, 12.
Wow. I see. I think the 49ers are better than both. of those teams.
Then we have to say are the Packers or 49ers better?
I have the Packers at 11.
I have them at 11.
I
also.
like the Packers.
So then it would
at
go
11.
Vikings, 49ers, Packers.
I would go 49ers, Vikings, Packers. That's how I would have.
That's what
49ers,
I'm with
Packers.
Logan.
I'm cool with that. I'm not going to argue.
All right.
It's close, and again, it's still early yet.
Mhm. Just because, again, you can't. We had that rain game for the 49ers, and the 49ers beat the Seahawks handily. So, like,
We haven't seen anything really.
Exactly.
We don't
Say,
know anything from
to
the
be-
49ers yet. A lot of that's going off of last season.
The reason I have the 49ers below the Vikings is because honestly, I don't think that the 49ers are better with Jimmy G. I think they are better with Trey Lance, but now they don't have him.
Right. But with that said, they have done very well with Jimmy G.
that's what I'm
One
saying.
game.
last
just
season
past,
they've been to
yeah.
a Super Bowl.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
And
I mean,
if
we
you
know-
can't
it's a
chip,
different
I
team
mean,
though.
I don't think Jimmy
it's
G
not
is
too
terrible.
much of a different team.
No, I don't
would be
think
very
he's bad
happy.
at all. I
Yeah,
think-
so. Like, I honestly, I feel like there's a lot of question marks surrounding Trey Lance that I was kind of suspicious if he was even going to be a good starter in the NFL. So, like, Garoppolo coming in my opinion, just makes them
I think
as good as they were.
I think
last
Jimmy
year.
G or Trey Lance will be a great quarterback, but I think it'd be this season. I think he'd be like a Jalen
needs
Hurts,
time.
where it takes time to develop him.
Yeah.
And-
So last week we had. Sorry to cut you off. Last week we had him at 13 to 17. So this is a pretty big jump for them.
For the 49ers.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump.
It's pretty crazy,
I
especially
definitely
with
had
them losing their
yeah.
starting
Well, and then-
quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a rare case there where the
That's
backup
very
is
rare.
like
Exactly.
a starter. Then that's
Yeah, that's like something like unheard of.
Potentially
honestly.
as good.
But like it makes sense in a way because they lost to the Bears.
Mhm.
And there was no way I could fight for them after they loed to the Bears.
I know.
really.
I
I tried a little bit with the weather and all that, but like
Can we throw the Chiefs at number 2 real quick?
Yeah.
Because we all agree that they're number 2.
Tommy does.
I don't, but
You don't agree
well,
with the
I'm
number
not
two?
even going to get into
Who-
it because it's just going to
Who
be
do you
stupid.
think should be 2?
He's gonna say Chargers. Watch.
I like
Say
the Chargers.
49ers.
I know they beat
I
them.
do too. They just lost them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not even going to argue it.
Like,
I can't. I literally can't argue because they lost.
In my opinion, Chargers is
So-
an easy 3 for right.
So Rams have to be number 5 then.
Oh, that's
I don't like the Rams.
I don't either.
But who are you gonna switch?
Like I said, I think I like the Eagles better, the Dolphins better, the Ravens
Yeah,
better.
I
right
do
now.
too.
But then
Even
the
with the
49ers
Ravens
have to
losing.
bump
I say
down.
that's my difference. Is I have
I like the 49ers better than the Rams.
I
Oh,
like,
you guys
I like the
probably
Vikings better than the Rams right now.
Do you like the
I do.
49ers with Jimmy G better than the Rams, Joe? Just thinking about it right now with how
thinking about it.
maybe.
Maybe.
I think
maybe because right now I have the Rams at 8, 49ers at 10.
Again,
But
yeah.
I'm not going to argue like people
Well,
saying that the
yeah.
49ers are better.
I would kind of bump everybody up, and I would have the Rams at 10.
Wow.
I would shift the whole line.
I like
can't-
the
Oh
Ravens
my
more. I like the Dolphins
Yeah.
more.
Hey.
You can't win.
Big
with all the
L's
turnovers.
down in the comments,
What
bro.
have the
They,
Rams done to really show you that
they
they're
haven't
not,
lost.
Yeah, they
They
did. They
lost.
lost the
I'm-
Bills.
oh yeah,
They got killed by the Bills, and
they-
then the
I mean-
Falcons almost came back and beat them. They must blew like a 20-some point lead.
Keyword almost.
You still got. I mean, come on. You got.
But we seen the way that game went though. Like up until the last quarter, it was.
Stafford 2 picks. Cooper Kupp fumbled. They had a block punt.
Yeah, no, but
I mean,
you can't
got-
say Cooper Kupp was bad.
He wasn't, but he
Fumbles.
turned the-
A
but-
fumble is technically a mistake.
Yeah, but we also you got to remember. You got to play 4 quarters of
Yeah,
football.
you can't
You
let
gotta
a
play
team
4
like
quarters
that
of
Yeah.
come back.
I
and
know, but
almost
they
beat you.
it's the Falcons had that special teams punt block that turned into a touchdown.
Look, there was a lot of
how
things-
often does that happen?
There was a lot of things
A
that
lot
had to
this
go the
season.
Falcons' way, but they did come back.
Yeah.
And the Rams continue to make a lot of mistakes like they did in week 1. That's why. It's like more of what happened in week 1 versus Buffalo, which we kind of gave them maybe a little bit of leeway. It's Buffalo, maybe the best team in the NFL. They got a lot of turnovers, whatever. They did it again.
We'll see week 3. They play the Cardinals, which I think is. If you guys think that they are as low as they are, then that should be a close game. I don't think.
I think that
I think it will
could
be a
go
close game.
They
either
just
way.
can't.
I don't
They
think it'll be
can't take
close.
care of the ball, and that's just such a concern to me.
I disagree. I think that I had the Rams at 6. So, I mean, in this case, I'd put them at 5. But
They can't be at 5, man.
Like I
well,
said,
who else goes there? Look who we have left.
Me personally, I would shift the whole
I was
lineup
gonna
and put them at
that's-
10.
Yeah, like if we couldn't move anybody, then yeah, I'd put
Oh.
them at 5 if we weren't allowed to shift anybody. But
We'll go down and see who we have left. 'cause-
I could definitely see a lot of people
no,
watching
Chargers
like
have to
having
be
them
at
at 5.
no, they're at number 3.
okay,
Well, we can put them there. I think they're number 3.
Okay,
Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Then-
Chargers are 3.
3. I agree with number 3 also.
So then,
and then like I mean we should probably talk about that for a second because they did lose and we have them at 3 still, which so they stay in the same spot.
the way they play.
For me, it was the Chargers had a lot of sparks. Whereas the Chiefs, for me, stuck in the game. They just lingered around.
So believe it or not, we actually have the Chargers going up.
But we have the Chargers
swapped
going
the
up.
Buccaneers and the Chargers, which I think is going to get people heated. Which I mean, you kind of have a right.
I was gonna say, I have the Chargers at 5, Bucs 4, Eagles 3.
So let's move the Eagles up to 5. Are we all agree with that?
I would move them up in this situation. Yeah.
And then, because the Rams got to go somewhere between 6 and 8, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they're going to 8.
If
I'm
we're gonna put
bumping
them,
up the Dolphins and the Ravens.
if as high as we could go or as low as we could go is 8, I'd put them at 8.
All right. Well, then let's do that. Bump those 2 teams up and put them at 8.
I would have them at 9. It's pretty crazy to say. It's very crazy to say and think about.
I mean, the
but, like-
49ers beat them. Almost beat them in the playoffs last year too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and even to
Yep.
back up the Eagles of us putting them at 5. I mean, Jalen Hurts right now is an MVP candidate,
Yeah.
probably
No.
behind Josh
Second.
Allen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like,
Yep.
he's doing like
he's doing
what
good.
people questioned right
Yeah.
now.
All right,
And
Lions.
more.
Where did we have the Lions last week?
The Lions we had at 23 to 27, and I gotta be real with you, man.
I have them 18 to 22.
I think they
Yeah.
bump
I have
up.
them at 20.
I think they bump up.
You have them at 20. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Um,
No, don't. Let's not jump too fast.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm looking at. Is like, is
they're
that a jump
scoring
too
points,
fast?
but they're giving up points also.
Mhm.
But they're, I mean,
yeah, let
we just gotta look at the teams below them though, and they're doing better
That's
to
it.
me
So-
than they are.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious on the next team. That's what I want to see.
Me
what you
too,
guys
man.
think.
we had them at number 10 last week.
I have them at 13.
I put them 13 to 17.
see, I really wanted to put them.
This
at
is weird
12.
because they're what 0-2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they're still a good team to
They
me.
are.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
they're
I
still good.
can't. put them below some of these other teams.
I'm glad you guys are on the same page with me with this one. I agree. I think
Like, to me, they're still better than the Patriots,
Yeah.
Cowboys, Lions, Browns,
I agree.
Saints. Like,
See, I kind of want to even put them at 12, but again, they just lost to the Cardinals, so it's like,
So,
oh
like,
man,
do you
I
have
have
to
to
have
put them.
like, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh.
Do you have to have the Cardinals ahead of them?
No.
I don't. I do not.
I actually don't either.
See,
Which is probably so disrespectful.
I was debating that.
I think the Broncos go in that 12 spot.
That's why I have them at 12.
I don't. I have the Broncos in 13 to 17.
Then who else do you-
Fumbles
I was
are
going to say,
very concerning.
I understand why. I'm not going to fight people.
I
having
also
them
have
lower.
them in
Their
13 to
coaching is very
17.
questionable,
Yeah.
and their turnovers are
Who
very
who do you
questionable.
have in the 12 spot then?
Dang, it's so messed up. I mean, are we okay? Also, are we rolling out the Bengals?
I know, that's what I was looking
I
at.
put
Bengals
them
I have
13.
at 14.
I was gonna say, I
That's
have them
another
13,
0-2
17.
team.
Yeah.
Who I can
I-
see they are. They look bad, man. That offensive line is
They just
killing
look
them.
bad. That's why I think like actually I like the Raiders more than the Bengals right
So
now.
do I.
Too. So
Because the Cardinals played the Chiefs week 1 and then beat the Raiders week
so they
2.
got obliterated by the Chiefs.
They did.
And then they were getting obliterated by the Ravens
first half.
or the Raiders,
Raiders came
sorry,
back.
and they came back and had. I mean, they
And
had to do.
game
They had to
of the
do a
week.
lot to come back.
I'm gonna
They had-
put. I'm actually gonna. I think I'm gonna put the Raiders at 12. I am because I think they are a better team. I think if they played 10 times, I think the Raiders come out on top more times.
Actually,
than the Cardinals.
couldn't agree more.
So
I thought I was gonna have
dang.
to fight that.
You,
one.
but what about the Raiders and Broncos? If the Raiders and Broncos play, you still think the Raiders are beating the
I
Broncos?
think right now the Raiders are better.
They could.
Dang.
They could.
I think they're a more complete team.
I'm
right
not
now.
going to fight. I'm still a believer in the Broncos. I think they'll get it together. But right now, I can't fight it.
And I think they're hand in hand. Like I put the Broncos right there at 13 or
'Cause
14.
Russell Wilson, like they're moving the ball really well, but once they get in the red zone,
Yeah.
they can't finish drives. They either fumble or
Yeah.
they just can't finish drives, and that's
And their coaching has been
in that division. Yeah,
messy.
they got to figure stuff out there.
The Broncos play the 49ers this week, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a good game.
That's a good.
Broncos Niners.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good game.
That's either going to help me or that's really going to hurt. me.
Yeah.
So-
Giants, such a confusing team. 2-0.
I have them at 22.
That's tough because that's filled.
I have them at 23 and 27.
I think I do
I'm not
too,
buying. I'm not
man.
buying into it.
I'm not
sorry,
either, but I
can't.
look at the Jags, the Colts, the Titans.
Do you like them?
Panther. I like them better than
Yeah.
those teams beneath them. I'm not saying they're great by any means, but I think right now they're better than those teams under them.
Honestly, I think the Patriots bump down and the Giants go there.
No, that's
we can't fit another team.
We can't fit another team
okay,
there.
then in that case,
That's a little insane.
I don't
I had
know.
them at 22, so I'm cool with putting them.
You think if the Giants and the Patriots play, that the Patriots are definitely winning?
No, but I'm not going to say the Giants are definitely winning.
I think they have higher odds.
I would disagree.
I like the Giants' defense right now. I don't believe in the offense at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
But their defense ain't too bad.
I mean, the offense has shown sparks. I mean, Tony being back from
Mhm.
injury from last year.
So
I
I
mean,
guess-
Saquon did not do
We'll put
that
them 20,
great.
30 to 27, I guess.
So they put up 21 points against the Titans, 19
Mhm.
against the Panthers. They play the Cowboys this week, which is interesting. I still think that the Patriots should bump down. They go there. That's my opinion. But
But they
we have to put the Cardinals on 13 to 17 then, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we talked about them.
Yeah, I'm at 15.
Man,
Houston.
I like the Lions. I feel like, man, in the back of my head, I'm like wondering if we're a little too aggressive on that.
The Lions.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean,
But
like,
who-
but
look
they're
at the
putting
teams below 'em.
exactly. Look at the points they've been put. Like they've been doing really well
You're
compared
right.
to those
Like
teams
who would you
beneath
put
them.
above?
Who are you gonna put?
who would I put above
Titans,
them?
Colts.
I'd
Like-
say the biggest argument might be the Giants.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's why it does.
That's why, like,
it does look weird having some of these teams
Uh-huh.
in these spots, but then you look at the teams beneath them and you're like,
right,
oh,
yeah, I can't even argue with
Yeah.
the Colts, and I'm not going to. So it's
Texans,
just,
I would put in 28 to 32. Texans, I
yeah.
still don't think
I have
is great.
Texans at 28.
uh,
Granted, they fought with the Broncos and they tied with the Colts, but like they just don't look like a great team to me though. Still,
They don't have any wins.
but they don't look like.
They're not putting up points at all.
Well, they put up 20 against the Colts.
Yeah, well,
What was the score of the game last week in week 2?
16 to 9. And then week 1 was
16-9.
2020. That's why, it's tough to put them down there, but I mean, I don't
looking at
hate
the
it.
Teams remaining, I mean, we could fit 2 more teams down there, so I don't see how they're not one of them.
Man, that's a tough one.
Well, what about the Jets?
That's a
The
thing.
Jets came back and won.
They came back and won.
Yeah, but they were your consensus 32 last week, and is that good enough? Just being a Browns team like they did.
Which I don't know.
I don't know. The Browns have a good defense.
I have Texans and Jets down there, and I have the Falcons in 23-27.
Where did we have the Texans last week?
Probably 28-32.
28-32.
23-27.
Oh.
We had them at 23-27. Dang,
and that was because they tied with the Colts, who we thought was really good, but the Colts I think are just bad.
That's why I kind of feel like they're in the same boat as the Colts.
Yeah, maybe.
Really,
Yeah.
I don't, because I just think they're both bad teams.
Well, I know, but if they're
'Cause their
both bad
division-
teams,
the
then
reason-
wouldn't they both be in the
Yeah,
same
but they
thing?
kept it close with
Exactly.
the Broncos, who.
Which I think that shows about the Broncos. I don't know. Personally, I don't. I'm not high on the Texans. I don't think
I mean,
the
I'm not
Texans have a
either.
good team. I don't think any one of their players really stands out.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna say anything because I want to almost go against what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna do? What were you gonna say?
I was almost gonna
You
say
gonna
I want
jump?
to bump the Panthers up one rank, but I can't. I'm not gonna.
Oh, well, you're nuts,
I have the
bro.
Panthers at number 32, dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
okay,
nuts.
hold
I don't
on.
have them at 32.
Come
but
on.
I
Hold
have
on,
them
32 though.
Yeah. What?
Panther. What if the Panthers? No, I
The
don't
Bears
know.
are
They
worse than
haven't
the
done
Panthers.
anything. That's
I don't
why I'm
even
not even.
I mean, the
gonna
Bears won a
try.
game. I have the Bears at 30.
I'm not. I mean, I don't agree. I don't even agree with that. So, you know what? I'm gonna say Texans 23-27. That's my vote. Just because the Colts they tied with and they kept it close to the Broncos. That's my vote.
Sure.
And then but then it's weird because the Jets they beat the Bengals and what did they do week 1?
Yeah, they beat the Browns.
Or they beat the Browns. Not
They
the
came
Bengals.
back
play the
versus the
Bengals.
Browns. They scored a lot of points in the fourth quarter.
17 points fourth quarter. 14
It was
second.
it was another kind of like fluky comeback
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
And they lost 24-9 against the Ravens.
I have them in a 32 range.
I do
Not 32,
too.
but like
Yeah.
28 to 32.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. They play the Bengals next week. If they beat the Bengals somehow, then we got to move them up.
I mean, I'll make you a deal. If they beat the Bengals, I'll put them up in 23 to 27. And maybe is that even? Maybe it's not even impressive though. Maybe freaking everybody's gonna beat the Bengals. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like what are the
Yeah,
I don't know.
What a jump.
Falcons, I still have 28 to 32.
I do
yeah.
also. I like. It's just not 4 quarters of football for the Falcons.
No, you're right, but I don't think any of these teams in the bottom are playing 4 quarters of football.
No.
And I think if you just look at the competition that they have given some of the teams that you guys think are better, it puts them in the 27 category. Because again, like I said, they came back against the Rams, which is number 8.
Well, they didn't come.
They did. They
came back.
did
They didn't
come
win.
back.
They came back.
They didn't win.
I find
were
this
down by a
very
20-point deficit.
similar to what the Jets win, except for they didn't win. Like there was a lot of things that had to go
Yeah.
each team's way for them to get back into the game, and it was a fourth quarter comeback. Like the Falcons to me like played 1 quarter of football, but one incredible quarter of football. I think just the fact right now that they're 0-2, I'm gonna stick with 28 to 32. I think I have to, but I will also say on the other hand, they have definitely like played better than I
Exactly, yeah.
had expected so far this season. But I just with them being 0-2, I just can't.
They-
I get it.
We're going to have to make some adjustments here.
They play the
Yeah,
Seahawks
that's what I'm
this
looking
week,
at right now. I'm
which
trying to figure this out
if they dominate against the Seahawks, then definitely I think bump them up.
against the Seahawks.
If they dominate, is what I'm
against,
saying.
I mean, anybody should dominate the Seahawks. I
well,
mean,
no, the
that's-
Seahawks beat the freaking Broncos. How can you say any team should dominate the Seahawks?
the Broncos should dominate the Seahawks. Is that come
That
on?
was
Right,
just
they
an emotional
should have,
game.
and
I don't
what
know.
happened?
Seahawks look
Then-
bad against the 49ers.
Seahawks look, yeah, they
See
did.
what happens.
All right.
So Falcons go there.
We need to
Broncos
make some
go
adjustments here soon 'cause some
13.
of this
Well,
ain't
everything
gonna
has to
fly.
go 13-17 then.
That's not going to fly.
Well,
Broncos can go there.
Broncos can go there.
Broncos can
Bengals
go
can
there.
I think Bengals. Yeah, I agree.
Bengals
Yeah.
can go there.
So
Steelers can't go there.
I would move up the Cowboys.
Me too. I have the Cowboys at 18. But I'm not going to argue it because
Because I'm just looking at those teams, man. I think they're better than the Patriots. I think they're better than the Browns. I think they're better than the Saints. I can't leap too quickly with the Lions.
Here's
Sure.
the thing.
I agree.
Okay,
I'll agree with that. I'm cool with that.
You don't want to move the Cowboys up.
The Cowboys with Cooper
thought you'd
Rush
be all for
back
it.
there. They barely beat the Bengals. See, the thing with the Cowboys and the Steelers are the two teams that both barely beat the Bengals. So, and honestly, the Cowboys and the Steelers would be above the Bengals statistically.
I
yeah,
don't
but I'm
see
not
it.
doing that though.
The Steelers aren't better than the Bengals.
I don't think that they're. Oh man, but then with that offensive line, the way they've just played, they just.
The offensive line has been bad, and that's why like we started them at number 8. So I think that's a good fall for them. That's nothing too super Jurassic yet, but that's a draw.
Where were the Steelers last week?
18-22.
I think they're still in 18
I have
to 22.
Steelers at 21. They dropped for me.
But it's like, do the Patriots move because they lost to
I
them?
have the Steelers in the 23-27 category, just because they haven't shown anything on offense, and they lost T.J. Watt, which is their best player on defense.
I'm not even gonna fight that.
That's the only reason. Again, like I said, it's just they haven't been able to score or get an offense scheme moving.
I'm not even gonna fight that, dude.
Yeah, but what team
really
would you bump up above the Steelers?
I don't know.
That's why I do have the Steelers at 21.
The
But
Giants, maybe.
that's why I have the Steelers at 21. But that's the question that hit me too: is who do I put above them? And I couldn't.
Because I like the Commanders better than the Steelers right now.
Oh,
I don't. I think
Commanders.
that's,
Oh man,
I don't.
I don't like what the Steelers are like offensively doing either, and I would be fine with putting them at 23 or 27. I just don't see a team that would bump up over top of them. That's the only issue that I have,
That's where I had that.
or else I would have them in there.
Because, like I said, I mean, it's just so tough right now, man. I just want more football to judge.
I'm cool with moving the Cowboys up and then putting the Steelers in 18 and 22.
We have to move 2 teams up then with 13.
Well, not yet. We got to do one team at a time.
We're gonna have to bump 2 teams from 18 to 22 because the
Well,
Commanders
hold on.
aren't going there.
They might. Let's talk about it.
Seriously.
Let's talk about it first.
Okay,
Do we?
Commanders are
I don't
going to
think-
me 23 to 27.
Hold on. First, do we move the Cowboys up and Steelers go there?
I think you can move the Cowboys up. I'm fine with moving the Cowboys up. I'd be fine with you moving the Patriots up. I'd be fine with you moving the Saints up.
So Steelers go 18 and 22.
Where's the Lions respected?
No,
too
the
early. It's
Commanders.
just too early for me. That's all.
Yeah.
The Commanders both games 28 points, 27 points.
They
Carson
scored
Wentz-
28 points and 27 points.
Yeah,
See,
Carson.
that's the part that gets. That is the part that gets me though. Is like how the Lions and Commanders are putting up points and the
Yeah.
Steelers have no offense.
Yeah.
That is what.
That's
Because like on
Sticks
paper,
with
it's
me.
easy to say, okay, the Commanders suck, blah blah blah, blah. But 2
I
weeks
have-
have happened and they have put up
I have the
points.
Commanders at 25.
They play the Eagles this week, which if they beat the Eagles, then man, frick, I don't know what to think then. But I have the Commanders and the Steelers in the same boat.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are a similar team than what they were last year. I mean,
Sure.
7-win team or something. I feel like that's what I'm seeing right now. That I would have them in 23 to 27, which means we'd have to.
You have the
Sure.
Commanders 23-27?
That's what I would have.
I don't. I have them in 18 to 22.
I think I do too.
They kept it real
No,
close.
no, I don't. I'm sorry. No, I have them in 23 to 27. I have them 23 to 27. I just have the Steelers also in that category.
They beat the Jaguars, which, I mean, doesn't say much. They've kept it pretty close with the Lions, which, what are the Lions, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes it a little weird because we got to bump up another team from 18 to 22. And
I still have the Browns at 17.
I think that's a team I would bump up.
I know
honestly-
the Jets
sure.
beat them, but like last year, the Jets beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
Did that make the Bengals a bad team last year?
Yeah.
I
Nick
mean-
Chubb is still just going off. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still putting up points.
That's the
You
only
want to talk about
issue.
one of those fluky comebacks? I mean, that's what the Jets did.
You
All
can
Nick
do
Chubb
it.
had to do was not score, idiot. Way to go, Cleveland.
Well, I mean, whenever he scored, they were already up by a touchdown. So they were getting up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, sure.
So it was like,
Yeah, sure.
I don't think anybody would have thought
But
of
I
that.
still think the Browns have a decent team. So
I vote move them up and put the Commanders there.
You can. I'd be cool with them or the Patriots, honestly. But I see what you're saying.
I think the Browns-Patriots play. The Browns win.
dang, where the Commanders at
I'm
22?
not convinced. I'm not
18 to
convinced.
22.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
Oh,
I put
dude.
the Giants above them. The Giants are 2 now.
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Giants are
dude.
two
Are we
now.
really going to do that?
I don't like them there.
I do not
Man,
like
Commanders,
the Commanders
Giants.
there.
That's a tough game.
Yeah, but I mean, right.
I would be okay with swapping them, but that is a close game.
I just think if those 2 teams played right now, I would pick the Giants.
Yeah, man. I actually think I might pick the Commanders.
That's what I don't know
pick.
who I'd
might
pick.
the Giants. I think I'd.
So let's just say
There's
this.
no other team that jumps up that's like we have to bump them up over Washington. That's the thing. Like all
We
these
had them at 18 to 22
I mean,
last
like
week.
the Giants are the only team that's like they're 2-0. We probably maybe should,
That's a.
but it
Well, the thing is, too, man, like if the Colts played the Giants or the Commanders, I would want to pick the Colts just because of just looking on paper at their roster.
right.
But again-
I would too,
Like,
but like
let's just say that Commanders are 22 and the Giants are 23, or we can say vice versa, because that way they're literally flip flop with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. But what you're saying though, like if the Colts did play the Commanders, I am going to be picking the Colts.
I
don't
wouldn't.
know.
Not after week 2. Not after.
I
week
mean,
two.
like I'd hate doing it, but I mean, if I was picking that game, I am.
I'm
picking
a big
the Colts.
proponent of divisional games too, are just completely different than other games, and they've played 2 divisional games, and they're against bad opponents.
That's very true, but they're against 2 of the worst. I mean, what, like a 3 and a 4 win team last
The
year?
worst division in football, dude.
So
So,
the Colts
yeah.
play.
I mean, if we want to keep this like it is, it's fine. If
I'm
you
cool
guys
with
want
it,
to interchange the Giants with them, I'm fine with that too.
The thing that blows is the Colts play the Chiefs week 3. Like they're not gonna win.
The who?
The Chiefs.
Oh no, they're not gonna win.
No.
That whole division is in 23 to 27. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our rankings. Let's see quickly just the biggest leap.
Wow, no controversy
The
really this
Dolphins.
time, huh?
The Dolphins.
Well, this is gonna
Yeah, no.
be. It's Giants and Cowboys this week.
So
Which
I think Giants and Cowboys.
I think
Oh.
Cowboys win, but again, that's not a lock.
No. it's
Uh-uh.
not.
Not with a backup quarterback.
I looked at the games this week. There's like
I look
3
more at the
games that are
Cowboys
locked to me,
defense
but
going up against the Giants, though, and
I think the biggest jump. It has to be the Dolphins.
It's
It
tied
has-
with the Dolphins and the 49ers. Both of them
And
have
the
an equal
49ers.
jump. The biggest fall from grace is
Colts. Has to be the Colts, right?
We had an 11 to 12.
Yeah, that's
They
pretty.
dropped
low.
3. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
3
Bengals
tiers.
though, how many did they drop? They went from 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the Colts and the Bengals have had the
I
biggest.
say
drop.
those are like single-digit ones though that they
Yeah.
drop. So it's
Yeah.
all right. Well, let us know down below what you think about our tier list. Where do you have these teams in your tier list? Comment down below, and we'll see you next week after week 3. Peace.